Hi, and welcome to the Dual Enrollment Program for summer 2021. We're excited to welcome you to your first semester as a dual enrollment student, and to any continuing or returning student, we welcome you back. My name is Kristen Corkill, and I'm the Director of High School Initiatives with GPTC. And I have the distinct pleasure of working with our students and school partners throughout DeKalb, Newton, and Rockdale counties through the Dual Enrollment Program. This information session is designed to give you the important tools that you need to get started on your semester in the Dual Enrollment Program. There are more detailed presentations on some of the topics we'll be discussing in this video on the main orientation webpage. Please make sure you make some time and review those presentations after this one. Take notes as you go through the program, and if you get to the end and anything is unclear, please reach out to the Dual Enrollment Office. We are here to support you on this journey. Before we go any further, I want to make sure you're aware of a change to the laws governing dual enrollment that was passed in spring of 2020. Dual enrollment funding is now capped at 30 funded hours. Students in 11th and 12th grade are eligible to take academic classes like English, math, and science, and CTAE courses that align with the pathway. 10th grade students are eligible for CTAE courses only, and those are classes like computers or business or welding, etc. Funding is for approved courses only, and these courses are listed in the Georgia Futures directory. Courses that are not approved are not eligible for funding. After students have used their 30 funded hours, they may be eligible to receive HOPE grant funding to take classes in technical fields. Students cannot repeat classes due to not passing or withdrawing from classes, and students who withdraw from 2 classes are no longer eligible to receive dual enrollment funding. And this is for the entire dual enrollment program, not just for classes taken at GPTC. All of these rule changes are for receiving dual enrollment funding. Students do have the option of paying for classes themselves. If you pay for the class yourself, it's up to the high school to determine if the class will count on your high school transcript. Before registering, please make sure you've communicated your class request with your high school counselor. I also encourage you to review the Georgia Futures website to see more detailed information on dual enrollment funding eligibility, view your Georgia Futures status, and search the approved course directory. Remember, not all courses receive dual enrollment funding, and even courses that do receive dual enrollment funding may have additional fees that are the responsibility of the student. If you have any questions, please make sure you review the Georgia Futures website or speak to your dual enrollment coordinator.
Now, let's get started on your dual enrollment experience. The dual enrollment staff is here to support you. I have already introduced myself, and there are 3 other team members who will be working with you as you continue on in the program. While we are all here to assist you, you do have an assigned staff member based on your high school. If you attend a DeKalb charter school, private school, or a homeschool student, or if you are a DeKalb County School District student, Mrs. Thomas is your assigned coordinator. If you are a DeKalb County school student or a Decatur High School student, Mr. Igbonaguam is your assigned coordinator. And if you live in Newton or Rockdale counties, Mrs. Mullinex is your assigned coordinator. Your coordinator will be assisting you as you navigate through the dual enrollment program, registering you for classes each semester, and communicating with your school counselors about your progress. If you ever have a question or a concern while in the dual enrollment program, your coordinator would be the person you reach out to. They will either assist you or point you to the right person or department who can.
I'd like to share some information about GPTC as you prepare this semester. GPTC is one of the oldest technical colleges in Georgia. Covering a 3-county district of DeKalb, Newton, and Rockdale counties, we have a large and diverse student body that represents the community that we serve. Students choosing GPTC look at our open access policy, meaning that students are accepted into our college, but placement scores determine course eligibility. Students can also take classes at a GPTC campus, through GPTC Online, and our high school students attending a partnering high school that offers classes on their campus. With agreements of all the colleges in the Technical College System of Georgia guaranteeing transfer of credits, partnership with the University System of Georgia guaranteeing transfer of 28 core classes, and additional agreements with other colleges and universities, both in-state and out-of-state, students can feel confident that their experience at GPTC will set them up for the future.
When you applied to GPTC, one of the questions in the application was what program of study you were going to pursue. Many of you probably selected the Interdisciplinary Studies AAS degree to take general education classes. You may also have an interest in a particular subject area, like criminal justice or nursing, and chose a specialty regarding that. Whatever your pathway is, there are different levels of coursework that are offered. A TCC is specialized curriculum. Some TCCs are as short as 1 semester that prepare you for a career. Diplomas are similar to a TCC in that there are specialized programs in specific career fields, but can take up to 2 years to complete. An associate's degree is a program that can transfer into a 4-year college or university or prepare you for a career. Whatever your program of study is will guide what classes you take while enrolled. If you signed up to do a computer programming degree, you're not going to be enrolling in a welding class. Just like if you signed up to be an automotive program, it would not make sense for you to take a cosmetology class. Your programs of study help keep you on track towards your credential and your high school graduation progress. Now, let's get ready for classes. In order to register for classes, you must have a Georgia Futures funding application on file or have communicated with your dual enrollment coordinator that you plan on paying for classes yourself. It is important that you register for classes with your dual enrollment coordinator every semester and for all schedule changes. This is how we can better ensure you're taking approved classes and are on track to complete your degree. You're able to view the class schedule in Banner Web to see what classes are available to you. But please make sure you're turning in your schedule request to your dual enrollment coordinators. At GPTC, academics and technology go hand in hand. Every student who has been accepted and registered for classes has a GPTC account that has been assigned to you. This is information that came via email with your acceptance to the college or may have come in a postcard in the mail. GPTC uses a single sign-on, where one username and password grants you access to all of your accounts. It is important that you are logging into your GPTC email and other accounts regularly. A little bit about each of the programs that GPTC uses. Your official student records are located in Banner Web. This is where you're able to see your course schedule, view your final grades at the end of term, access your personal information, and other resources available to you. During the semester, all classes utilize Blackboard for accessing homework, assignments, and any e-learning or textbooks built into the class. Navigate is a student portal to communicate with your advisors and other staff members, map out your credentials, and see your student information. I encourage you to spend some time setting up these accounts and making sure they're active before the semester begins. On the main orientation webpage, there is an in-depth tutorial on setting up your accounts and walking through the different platforms, especially Blackboard. I encourage you to review that video as you will use your GPTC accounts extensively throughout your time in the dual enrollment program.
Many GPTC courses have textbooks built into the class through Blackboard. These electronic textbooks are called OER, or Open Educational Resources. When you access your class in Blackboard, you will see instructions about how to access the course information and textbook. If you are taking a class that requires a physical textbook, that information will be posted into your course information in Blackboard as well. Dual enrollment students receiving a physical textbook get those materials from a GPTC bookstore. You will submit an email request to the bookstore with your name, GPTC ID number, your dual enrollment information, and your class schedule. These physical textbooks are rented for the duration of the semester and then returned to the bookstore at the end of the term. If they are not returned and in good condition, you will have a financial hold on your record. If you have any confusion of what your materials are, please review the class syllabus for each class you're enrolled. Also, be advised you may be in a class that requires you to purchase materials that are not part of the dual enrollment funding, like uniforms or special equipment. If you have any questions about your classes, please contact the dual enrollment office. Make sure you're keeping track of important dates and deadlines for GPTC, especially as our dates may be different from your high school calendar. Summer classes start on May 17th, and that's the first day that you're able to log into Blackboard and begin participating in classes. May 23rd is the last day to make any schedule changes. After the 23rd, the schedule is locked, and you cannot add, drop, or change sections. You also have to complete a no-show assignment in the first week of the semester, and this is how we verify attendance. If you do not complete the no-show assignment by the posted deadline, you will be dropped from the class for non-participation. May 31st is the payment deadline. If you're taking a class as a self-pay student, or if you're taking a class that has a lab fee that's not covered by dual enrollment funding, you do need to make payment by the 31st or you will be dropped from class. The deadline to withdraw from a class with a grade of a W is July 24th. Remember, dual enrollment students who withdraw from 2 classes during their time in the dual enrollment program are no longer eligible to receive funding. So if you do decide to withdraw, make sure you talk to your high school counselor and your dual enrollment coordinator before submitting a withdrawal request. Final grades are due on July 30th. After that, transcripts will be sent to your high school counselor to verify your grade for the semester. Every semester, we review your academic progress. To be in good academic standing, you have to maintain at least a 2.0 college GPA and successfully complete 67% of your class attempts, meaning you are passing classes with a C or better and not failing or withdrawing. If you do, you will have 1 semester to raise your GPA or your academic progress. If after that semester you do not meet the academic progress, you will be suspended from taking classes. Remember, there has been a change to dual enrollment where students cannot repeat classes and receive funding. And again, you cannot withdraw from 2 classes and be eligible to receive funding. The 30 credits that you receive funding for are all attempts, not just classes you pass. So it's very important that you do well in your classes. These are part of your college transcript and can negatively impact you down the road, even after you graduate from high school.
Now, a little bit of information about some campus services available to you. As a dual enrollment student, you have access to all of the student services and activities that any other GPTC student does.
Your GPTC accounts are how the college will communicate with you and how you will access your coursework throughout the year. If you have any technology issues logging into your email, your GPTC Banner Web, or your GPTC Blackboard account, make sure you report them right away to tech support. This is also discussed in the technology orientation video on the main orientation webpage.
At the college level, students who receive accommodations inside or out of the classroom must self-identify with special services. Your IEP or 504 plan or any other arrangement you may have in place with your high school does not automatically transfer to the college. If you do not register with the special services offices, your accommodations will not be in place. Please be advised, services begins once all documentation is submitted and complete, and services are not retroactive. Meaning if you opt not to register with special services at the beginning of term, but decide later to turn in paperwork, you cannot go back to the assignments that you may have already happened to do any kind of makeup work. If you're a student with an IEP or 504 plan, please make note of Ms. Greenwood's contact information. She also has a video on the main orientation webpage that goes into more detail about the process to register with special services to establish accommodations.
As a GPTC student, you have access to all the campus amenities available to students, including the library. Library services and librarians are available to you as you begin your coursework. As a student, you have access to both the in-person resources in the library as well as online databases and books throughout the state to assist with research and writing assignments for your courses. The library also has a library loan program for students to check out laptops for a short-term basis. I encourage you to watch the library services video on the main orientation webpage for more details on how to access the library.
What we've talked about today, and much more, is written in the student handbook and the college catalog. These two items are found on the college website and are important tools as you navigate through GPTC. Please take some time and review these documents. Consider them to be your contact between the college and the student, and they outline your rights and responsibilities. Also, even though you're still enrolled in high school, you are considered college students. There is a law called FERPA that quite simply puts restrictions on what information we can share with anyone other than the student or educational partners, regardless of your age. This means if a parent or guardian calls and asks us what your grades are or wants a copy of your schedule, we cannot share that information. There is a FERPA waiver that is on the GPTC website that students can complete that gives access to the student record. So students, if you want your parent or guardian to be able to call up and ask questions or advocate on your behalf, please make sure you fill out that FERPA form. This has been a lot of information. I hope that you feel better prepared to start this semester. I do encourage you to review the main orientation webpage to see some of those other videos and presentations that we spoke about. I also encourage you to review the Georgia Futures website and go into more detail about the changes to dual enrollment, eligibility, and funding. The more you know, the better prepared you are. If you still have questions, please reach out to the dual enrollment office at dualenrollment@gptc.edu. That's the quickest way to have your questions answered, or to arrange a time for a phone call or video appointment to meet with a dual enrollment coordinator for a more in-depth advisement appointment. I thank you for your time here today. We're so glad that you're joining the dual enrollment program at GPTC, and I wish you the most wonderful semester.